Todd is not only a remarkable, successful 30-year titan in business with having multiple businesses that generate multiplied millions of dollars.
And if that plan happens to be to build $1 million company, which I can help you do.
But he's humble. He's a man of God. He's a family man.
The world's news organizations are built on everything but positivity.
He is an influential entrepreneur and business speaker for over 30 years.
I've got to forecast. I've got to pronounce. I've got to project. I've got to share with you my ideas, my vision, my goals for not only myself, but for you.
That's why he came up with his incredible concept of taking and creating a platform for people that are wired differently.
And you got to understand that your habits of your person and your habits of your business and your habits of your spirituality have to lead to the North Star of who you are. We need to figure out who we want to be in life.
Good morning. Good morning. Another week's here, another day. I'm so excited to be with you guys. Yes, it's a Monday, but I know you guys get up and you're ready for this, and I know you're counting on me, and I'm counting on you to be here for me, to be here with me, to learn with me. You know, I was thinking about this morning, why do I do this every morning? Several people, we had an amazing weekend. My last child, Kara Saylor, now Kara Richards, is married, and this was an epic wedding. It was a year long of work and obviously prayer and relationship making and planning. I mean, it was just like, it wasn't an easy wedding. It was a big wedding. It was an expensive wedding. It was expensive in time. It's expensive in challenges, you know, but anything worth doing is worth doing right. And that certainly was the mantra of this wedding. And I couldn't have been prouder of Kara and Bryson and how it turned out. The BeAttitude we're on today, though, is mercy. And I wanted to just kind of bring everyone up to speed. If you haven't been listening, we're doing the BeAttitudes of business, and we're on number 5, which is blessed are the merciful, they shall obtain mercy. And so we went through these Beatitudes, and we've dealt with the blessed are those that are poor in spirit, blessed are those who mourn, blessed are those who are meek, blessed are those who are hungry and thirst for justice. And now we're on blessed on those that are merciful, they shall obtain mercy. And you say, Tyler, what's this have to do with weddings? What does this have to do with business? What does that have to do with anything? Well, I got to tell you, we know why we do this show, because we want to grow spiritually, we want to grow personally, we want to grow profitably. And when I came onto the Beatitudes, I thought, you know, man, Jesus, he really outdid himself here in the Sermon on the Mount, because he went up there and he gave of himself. He literally walked up there, obviously in sandals and a robe, and he just started preaching and teaching to the multitudes who expected one thing of power and dominance, but then he really shared with them what the idea of becoming a Christian, or the idea of a Christ follower, where God has called him to be him in the flesh, and how to be, right? Like how we're supposed to be. So how can you be confused when you say, well, what does this have to do with business? Because our business life and our personal life must triangulate with our spiritual life. And I don't think that we should become two different people. I don't think we should be one person in our personal life, and then in our business life, another person. I think our business life must be a little bit more resilient in some regards, but really, should it be? I mean, we are one person, and most businesses are a reflection of their owner. Then most businesses, the employees become reflections of the leaders, right? And so when we're leaders, we need to understand that our job is to be something, right? Well, why not start with the Beatitudes? I mean, the Bible's been pretty clear about doing things the right way. And, you know, I'm a little bit reluctant to tell you that I'm going to be done in 30 minutes, but I know I'm going to be done in 30 minutes today, because I really, really want to share with you. I want to get right to the point today. Be merciful. Blessed are those that are merciful, they shall obtain mercy. And so when I started thinking about this, I started thinking, well, when have I obtained mercy? When has somebody been merciful to me? And why does God start with rewarding us with mercy? He starts with by saying, be merciful so that you shall obtain mercy. And I really struggled, struggle in the sense of trying to find something in my life that someone has showed mercy to me in a long, long time. And I started to think about that, and I started to wonder, and I looked up in the dictionary, what does mercy mean? Well, mercy clearly means, I'll just read it to you right now. Let's just get it out there. Mercy, mercy me. Right here, mercy. Mercy, compassionate or kindly forbearance shown towards an offender, an enemy, or other persons in one's power. Compassion, pity, or benevolence. So the thing that stuck out to me, and I think I want you guys to understand in business and life and in your personal life, that if we are to receive mercy, we must be what? What was really telltale in here? We must be in one's power. So a lot of us in our life, we go through life, and business certainly is, we're constant. And I'm telling you about me, I'm telling on myself here. One of the biggest things until I really got to the scripture piece here is that my entire being in my business world was to avoid being in any other person's power. So like when I start thinking about the last 20, 30 years, I'm like, I really haven't had someone really show me mercy in a lot of ways, because I have worked so hard to be in power. I gotta say it, man, in power of others. Right? That was my job. My job was to become powerful, to be empowering, but powerful, the one who makes decisions. I remember thinking, still thinking this way, is I don't want to be beholden to anyone. I reluctantly pick partners to come on board with me because I don't want it to be beholden to anybody. I reluctantly have any hard money coming into any of my companies because I don't want to be beholden to anybody. I don't want to be accountable. I don't want to need mercy from anybody. I want to either live and die by my own sword, right? I mean, that's the thing we work to as business owners. That's where we go with things in our life, especially when we aspire to be business people, to be in charge. Well, when we're in charge and we get ourselves in those silos of being in charge, we put ourselves in a position where nobody's going to show us mercy because we are not going to be beholden to anybody. We've worked our whole life not to be beholden to anybody, right? And so the point I'm trying to make here is that's what I want to think about when someone was merciful to me. And I'm going to go back to that because I'm going to teach you today how to be merciful. And I'm going to give you 4 signs that you are truly merciful. And I want to go over those with you. And I want to get to that at this point. So I was just trying to think like, okay, so recently, no one's really been merciful to me because I'm in a certain place in my life where I have avoided being subject to other person's controls. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. It doesn't mean that I'm the most powerful person in the planet. It just means that people like me and you that are running businesses sometimes aspire to be in those places. Then we avoid people that could be in charge of us or put us in a place of us to be beholden to them. Well, I think that we're hurting ourselves in the long run because we cannot be in a position to experience mercy here on earth because we're avoiding the position of being provided the mercy card. And God clearly says, blessed are those that are merciful, they shall obtain mercy. So what that leaves us to be, if we are constantly in charge, that we need to only really look at, not only, but we can only experience this idea of being merciful to others. You get all that, right? Like if you're not in a position of having people over you, which we've worked so hard to be, then we don't really get mercy. So we need to understand that if we don't get mercy, we don't understand what mercy is like. And so we're stuck in a position where we're not getting mercy, but we know that if we get mercy, then we can give mercy, but we're not able to give mercy so easily because we're in a position of not getting mercy, and us in a power position are kind of stuck, right? And God is pointing that out to us, man. He's saying, listen, man, if you are blessed if you're merciful, right? And that you will obtain mercy. And if you can't obtain mercy here on earth, then where do you think you're going to get the mercy from? Well, you're going to get the mercy from God above. That's why it's a twisted, complicated position of power. But let's go back to when I was a child, when I really did experience mercy. I had to really think about it, because if I could experience it, then I could easily give it. But I haven't been giving it readily because I haven't been thinking about it, because I'm not in a position for people to give me mercy. Because I'm in a position of power. I remember a time in second grade, I was going to class, and I was in a situation, and my teacher, she was a okay teacher, I guess. I don't know. I never liked her. She played stupid tricks on me, made me cry in class. And if my brothers listen, they'll know what I'm talking about. She's no longer with us. It was second grade. I don't know. Anyways, she said at one point, she said, if all you kids don't stop running across this grass, we're trying to grow grass out here in the playground, the next one that runs across this grass is going to get a spanking. That's back when they spanked kids, you know. Well, guess what Todd was doing? He was late getting out of the recess, and he's coming out of the door, and she's standing out there watching that grassy corner. And what's Todd do? He goes flying, busted ass right across that. He didn't look twice. He must have killed 3 or 4 blades of grass. That dastardly Todd Saylor, second grader, just going out there to have fun. And boy, oh boy, that teacher went off like a fire siren, like a tornado siren, like a hurricane. Get to safety. She was all bent out of shape. She went over and grabbed Todd Saylor, brought him back in, and she said, I told those kids, I've told everybody, if they run across that grass, they're going to get a spanking. And I said, well, Mrs. Weisenfelder, I didn't know the rule. I wasn't out here when you said it. Could you please give me some mercy? She said no, and she busted my ass right in front of that entire class. That wasn't the first time she spanked me. I probably had it coming on several occasions, but not that one. Not that one. I deserved mercy. She didn't understand the rules. I was apoplectic about the situation afterwards. I was scared and apoplectic. I was peed off. I was upset. I had no one to go to. My parents weren't going to take my side. The principal wasn't going to take my side. The kids were laughing at me. The teacher spanked my rear end for something I had no idea was happening. I deserved some mercy. Later on in life, I remember going hunting out on the back 40 of some acreage I owned. I was young. I finally had some ground, and I was hunting off someone else's property and blah, blah, blah. And I took a shot in a snowy, drifting, snowbound day in Indiana at a deer. Man, it looked so real. It had some antlers on it. It was sitting right in a spot that was in my property, and I took a shot at it, and bam, bam, my thing didn't move. The head kept moving. I said, something's up with that deer. Sure enough, the DNR came flying from all places. The guy spelunked down from the top of a tree. Another guy came from behind a cliff. Another one came in a face mask and something like that. They converged on me like I was a cartel criminal, and they put me down, and they handcuffed me and said, you were shooting at a decoy deer. I said, well, it was a pretty damn good decoy deer. It looked like the realest deer I ever did see, and I couldn't see the roads or the boundaries, but it was on property. I had permission. You shot across the road. I said, the road's drifted. No one's out here for days. You can't even tell where the road starts and stops. I said, sir, could you please show me some mercy? He said, no, sir. You're under arrest. Give me your weapons. We're going. I said, you know who I am? I just live down the road, and you know, you're done. No mercy for you. Another time I think about when I was a kid or younger adult, when I had not so much power in my life. I remember people, obviously, this is the point of this, being younger in life and people have power over you. And here's one you can all relate to. I was driving about 80 miles an hour down the road one time. I was in a hurry to go somewhere. I know it's dangerous. I apologize for that, but I got pulled over. I said, officer, I apologize. I was going too fast. I won't do it again. Could you give me some mercy? No, sir, this is your ticket. To my surprise, though, he wrote it down to, I don't know, like 10 miles and over. But there was there's a little mercy there, but he certainly didn't let me out of it. And I probably didn't deserve to get out. But these are this idea that I want you to understand. What is mercy? How do we encounter mercy? Well, we need to understand that the only way to encounter mercy is to understand that we can only receive mercy when somebody is empowered over us. And so what you need to realize right now as you're listening to this right now is who is over you? Do you even have anybody over you? Are you in a position? Do you have a boss? Are you the boss? You have to really figure out who is in a position to show you mercy, because if you're not going to be shown mercy, it's going to be hard for you to show mercy. And that's where we are right now with me. We're like, okay, Todd, is anyone showing you mercy? I would tell you this. I would like my wife to show me mercy. And she has. She has on really, really big things. She's given me mercy like nobody else. But on little things, not so much. She's the only one I can really think of that's in a position to show me mercy. Now I've got some bankers. I really don't have partners that are in a position over me. I mean, I've worked so hard at not being in a position subject to control. But my wife, yeah. So that's the person I'm thinking about right now. Who in your life can you think about that's in a position to show you mercy? Other than your teachers. We're all adults, right? Most of us watching this are adults right now. Who is it? Your boss? The President of the United States? Congressman? The bank? Are they demonstrating mercy to you? Are you putting yourself in a position you need mercy? So here's what I want to do. We got about 15 minutes here, and I just wanted to break this down. I thought it'd be interesting if I would help you understand how to be merciful, right? Because some of us just aren't in a position to receive mercy on a regular basis. Some of us are getting more mercy opportunities than we probably should have. I could keep naming you all the situations when I was a child that I asked for mercy. You don't deserve mercy. If you deserve mercy, it's not mercy. So how do we become merciful? Because it says in BeAttitudes at the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew, it says, blessed are the merciful, they shall obtain mercy. So I need you to learn how to be merciful. If you're not getting mercy, if you're even getting mercy, I want you to understand how to become merciful. And that's my job this morning. So here we go. So how will you be merciful? Number one, write these down if you like. I'd love to have you share with me. Be patient with people's quirks, right? I need you to be number one. And be patient, patient, patient. Merciful people are patient people. I'm not patient. I need to work on being patient. I need to work on being patient with myself. I need to work on patient with other people. I've literally pushed people aside in my life that don't go fast enough. I'm not merciful in that way. Are you? Can you become more patient? People that are merciful, these are 5 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be patient. Yeah, 6. So be patient with other people's quirks. Think about that. Number 2, help anyone around you who is hurting. This is how to become merciful, how to do a gut check on your mercy level, right? Be patient with other people's quirks. Help anyone around you who is hurting. Are you patient? Can you be more patient? Are you looking around? I mean, so help any, but you got to be looking. You got to be searching for hurting people. And even though you're not searching, when you see them, are you helping? How will you become more merciful? Give people, number 3, give people a second chance. Man, second chance. I'll do it. because I've been given many second chances. Those people have been merciful to me in that. Now, is that mercy second chance? I don't know. Sometimes they give you second chance because they think you're going to pay off. They think that maybe you almost made a return on investment for them the first time, but they didn't get it. But the second time, they feel like it's a better bet. That's a second chance. But in the mercy level, I don't know. I don't know how that ranks, but it's definitely a second chance. So let's go with second chance. Give people second chances. Give them a second chance if they've offended you. Give them a second chance if they've wronged you. Give them a second chance if they've lied about you. Give them oh man, I know that's a hard one. I listen. What people talk about me, I'll do better with it now. But when they lie, I was just in a deal just the other day, in a real estate deal, and the guy lied. He flat out lied about me. Lied. To an attorney, my realtor, just lied. Second chance. Didn't like it. But you got to be guarded. You can't just let people run all over you all damn day long. I mean, come on now. Let's see. There's me, the non-merciful side. I mean, because this is hard for me because it's like, it's in complete contradiction with, be judging. Like what was the one we had? Blessed are those that hunger for the thirst and for justice and righteousness. So why does God ask us to be righteousness in the number 4, but then in number 5, then he turns around and says, be merciful? I think he was doing this because he knows that we have to do the line dance our own. Lied about it. He just lied. I gave him a second chance. But it doesn't go on forever. We have to protect our team. We have to protect ourselves. Number 3, give people give a second chance. Number 4, do good to those who hurt you. Do good to those who hurt you. So the same guy who lied about me, I got to go back and do good to him because he hurt my person. Maybe you're suffering from an old wound that you have been able to let go. You need to forgive and then turn around for good. Who is that person in your life? Will you make a phone call or visit this week? And so this is really hard for me because I'm asking you to do something that I've done it. I'm going to do it today because it's my own homework. You might get a phone call from me, somebody out here today, right? Come on now. Who are you going to call today that's hurt you? Number 5, be kind to those who offend you. Oh, man, this thing got so fried. Same guy lied about me. Same guy who's hurt me with the lie. The same guy who's offended me. We got to be kind to those. These are practice. These are things that we have to practice. 1, we got to practice being patient with quirks of people. Number 2, we got to help anyone around us who is hurting. That's so far so good, right? Give people a second chance. It's getting a little tougher. Number 4, do good to those who hurt you, man. Now you're really asking a lot from me, Todd. Number 5, be kind to those who offend you. Man, I got to help those who hurt me, and I got to be kind to those who offend me. So if you hurt or offend me, and I got to be kind to you, I think you try. Build bridges of love. Number 6, to the unpopular. Now, this one's a little easier. I remember when I was a kid in high school and back in the 80s, gay people were treated a little differently, looked at a little differently. I don't know. I didn't understand it then. And there's things I don't understand about it now, but I do understand that they're God's people. We're all God's people. But I remember this young man who was different in our class, and which we all find out later that he was awkwardly gay. But he came into the bowling alley, and nobody would let him bowl with him. Nobody, not anyone in the class. The whole class was there. They're bowling. Some of the lanes were full. My lane was packed full. We had too many people. We had the maximum amount on the lane possible. You get the shoes, dry the hands. A lot of you probably don't even go bowling anymore. You get the shoes, you dry the hands. You get ready to go. The ball comes up. You got a bowl. We had to keep score by X's and O's, and then Magic Score came out, and then we could keep by on the computer. It was going held up there. It was a lot of fun, but it was a little complicated. But anyways, this guy comes in and he no one wants it. He's late, but he deserves the bowl, right? But nobody lets him on the lane. Well, the fear was if you let him on the lane back in that day that you were acting like someone that wasn't part of the clique, right? And you didn't want to be in that gang of people that were like going to be like the person that wasn't like everybody else, right? And it was just like, it was crazy. So I watched this difficult situation unfold, and this young man went from alley to alley, and they said no, they said no, they said no, and the dejection became worse and worse and worse. And I feel bad that I didn't act quicker. But I went and I grabbed him and I said, come bowl on our lane. And my team looked at me like, well, we don't have room. We don't have room, Tyler. We have to get another ball. It's not going to fit on the rack. And how are we gonna bowl? The Magic Score is gonna be all screwed up. And we're like, we'll figure it out, right? So he bowled for me. Took my score. I can't. That number 6 is tangible. We got to work on 5, 4, and 5. I do. Who in your life isn't fitting in? Who in your life out there can you go build bridges with, right? Who in your life can you do those things with? Talking about how to be merciful, how to become more merciful. How can we do those things? How can we be merciful? God has called us to be merciful, and if we're merciful, we will receive mercy. And if we're in a position of power, we're not receiving mercy on a regular basis. So we have to go back in time a little bit to remember what mercy was like so that we can share mercy with others. That's kind of where we're at. We talked about me and my challenges of currently finding merciful situations on myself because I've pushed myself into a place of power, but I go back in time and I realize that I did have a lot of mercy in my life. But I was just challenging with you. God has called you to be merciful. We must give mercy to others. And if we haven't experienced mercy, we don't know how to give mercy. So I'm telling you right now how to become merciful. Number 1 was to be patient with others' quirks. Number 2, help anyone around you who is hurting, right? Get by and look for these people today. Practice your patience. Number 2, help anyone around you who is hurting. Look for someone hurting. Lift them up. Number 3, give people a second chance. This isn't always just being merciful. This is the reps. This is you practicing to become merciful. These are things you can do on a regular basis. So when it's time to become merciful, when it's time to give someone mercy, when it's time to give them an act of forgiveness and a second chance and all these things, when the time comes, you've done the reps, you've done the prep, you've been shooting the free throws, right? Be patient, help anyone around you, give people a second chance. I'm good. Do good to those who hurt you. Practice. Find somebody that stung you a little bit. Be kind to those who, if I'm thinking about one person right now, I can't stop thinking about this person. It's been on my heart for the last several days now. It's wearing me out. I've been thinking about it. I've got to show mercy, and I don't have to show mercy. I don't deserve to show mercy. I shouldn't probably show mercy, but it's on my head. I can't get it off my mind. And I read my own teaching. Be kind to those who have offended you. That's the person. Build bridges of love to the unpopular. I want to close with this one. Number 7, value relationships over rules. You know, this world has lots of rules. Even the ones we make up make sense to us. But I need you to value relationships over your rules. And that's the beginning of becoming. Now listen, November 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th is Tiki Hut 2. It's at the Zoda Resort here in Florida. But before that, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, $31 million business system. I'm going to be going virtually. I have over 100 people signed up for our virtual. Come on, we got another week to sign up. I would love to get to 200. I'd love to have you there. We're going to have some fun. We're going to be doing some really, really great things. And I can't wait to see you on the big Jumbotron. It's going to be a blast. I'm grateful for Chris. I'm grateful for Chad and Heather and Abby and all our team putting this together. I'm grateful for you. God bless you guys. Let's become merciful, right? Blessed are the merciful, they shall then obtain. God bless you guys. What a great day. Look at your business that way. I got you.